You must start with identification. Get a job, apply for benefits, get an education, secure housing, cash a check, open a bank account, vote. Pretty much anything that you want to do to better yourself, you must start with identification.
There is a house built out of stone.
And the real problem is, once you've lost your ID, it can be impossible to obtain the background documents that are necessary for you to reapply to get a new ID. Who's going to believe you are who you say you are if you can't legally prove it? And if you can't legally prove you are, you really can't do much in society. You can't even recycle cans anymore in Orange County. You certainly can't apply for a job or apply for school. I cannot imagine how frustrating it must be to not have anyone believe who you are and not being able to prove it, and knowing there's just no way out of that. So this is our IDignity event in Orlando, Florida. We've been holding them here since May of 2008. We bring all the government agencies together with attorneys and notaries and judges and about 100, 115 volunteers to kind of expedite the process to obtaining their identification documents. And we'll be able to process about 250 clients a day. The majority of clients will have gotten in line around 4 o'clock in the morning. Some have been here since 8 o'clock last night. It's just a priority in their life because they cannot do anything else until they get over this kind of barrier. The biggest need for most of our clients is to get a state ID card or a driver's license. Primarily about 70% say it's so they can apply for a job. You see 3 kids with a single mom, it pulls at you pretty heavy.
I'm Tanya Snow. This is Malik, Cameron, and Ian.
She's so far back in line that not 100% sure she'd even get help today. And if she did, it's going to be 4 or 5 hours before she even gets inside. And that's a long time with 3 kids and a cup of coffee. We're going to see what we can do. Do you have a photo ID?
No.
Okay, so that's problematic. It's hard to do much for your kids when you can't prove who you are. Why don't you come with me, and we're going to try to figure out what we can do. It's going to be a little tricky with the birth certificate. Tiana, who just moved down from Philadelphia, does not have access to her birth certificate from Philadelphia, and now has 3 little kids that also don't have birth certificates. She can't get a Florida state ID card or a driver's license until she gets that birth certificate. We'll have Orange County Health Department back in the back corner, and they can actually produce Florida birth certificates here on site, which is really, really cool that they're willing to bring their agents here on site to kind of expedite the process with us. And they work in conjunction with the DMV, which has a mobile unit outside that helps them identify some people that they don't have valid identification on them. And it's just amazing that these agencies have lines wrapped around their building, have had their budgets cut, and yet they're still willing to come out here and help this specific population. If she doesn't get that birth certificate today, it'll be 3 months before she gets an ID, maybe 4. You okay?
Yes.
Okay. Personally, IDignity's been the best thing that's ever happened to my life. The ability to serve God in such a pragmatic way. You're not just changing someone's life for a moment, but potentially for the rest of their lives by providing these silly little cards that prove who they are. And that's why IDignity's here, and we're bridging that gap. It's a huge blessing to see the outpouring of support from the faith community, from the business community, from the government, all getting together and going, we're going to fix this. I see God's hands all over IDignity since day one. I see God's hands in the love that I see from the volunteers and how they show God's love to the clients. I see God's hands in the people that are giving us their hard-earned money for us to be able to help other people, and how big their hearts must be, because they don't get the thanks from the clients. They don't get that thank you, bless you. They're just giving us money to further our mission.
I got my youngest son's birth certificate, and I filled out the paperwork for their Social Security card, and I think I'm about to get my ID.
God's definitely involved in this. He saw a need and He put the right people involved, even though we're all broken. It's pretty cool. It's pretty exciting. The need is huge, and we think we have a viable solution.